Dear Miss and everyone, this presentation is about the coursework of Management Accounting. My name is Zhang Haomiao. Student ID is S2KD19000770. I'm from BBM HRM and I'm a single degree student. Before start to present, let's take a look of the content. The first part is how a typical budgetary process is undertaken in a business organization. Then I will critically evaluate previous article by discussing if the zero-based budgeting approach is the best way for a company to increase profits, and how the performance of companies can improve in terms of planning, controlling, and decision-making will be introduced. Finally, I will evaluate the contributions which management accounting makes to organization budgetary control through computational techniques. So let's start at part 1. How a typical budgetary process is undertaken in a business organization. Budgets are used in many organizations to estimate and control costs. A budget is defined as description of the amount of money planned to be spent within a specific time period. A budget consists of a set of budget items that have a budget category and an amount associated with a currency. The budgetary process is the planning of an organization's limited financial resources, affecting how the funds are used to address the organization's priorities and cost effectiveness. An important step in the budgeting process is communication. The budgeting process requires an extensive communication of knowledge and information among budget setters in an organization. In addition, relevant employees are stakeholders in the organization's budget plan, and communication with relevant employees is conducive to a more accurate budget planning. As the basic staff of the budget implementation, employees have a better understanding of the basic cost in the operation of the organization, such as gift wrapping in the operation process, daily wear and tear, and so on. In addition to this, determining the factor that restrict output is also an important step in the budgeting process. Budgetary constraints are those impact must be assessed to some extent to ensure that the budget is reasonable and can ensure favorable realization. Factors that restrict output are also restrict an organization's capability and hinder the achievement of desired goals or prevent unlimited expectation or unlimited profits. Next is the second part. In this part, I will evaluate Brewer's article by discussing if the zero-based budgeting approach is the best way for company to increase profits. Zero-based budgeting is a budgeting process that starts entirely from scratch, allocating funds based on project efficiency and necessity rather than budget history. Whereas traditional budgets only need to justify new expense, zero-based budgeting needs to justify every single expense. Let's take a look of the advantages and disadvantages of a zero-based budget. In the process of zero-based budgeting, every budget must be justified, which helps to tie all expense to the goals of the organization and avoid customary spending. Therefore, zero-based budgeting helps all managers in the company think clearly about the purpose of their work, which helps to improve cost control and achieve better resource allocation. Kraft hence implements a zero-based budgeting strategy in order to reduce cost and increase profit. Kraft Heinz plans to cut 1.2 billion in procurement cost and 800 million in manufacturing and logistics. However, there are some disadvantages to zero-based budgeting. On the one hand, zero-based budgeting is prepared from scratch and is very time-consuming. It also requires deep analysis, conflict calculation, special knowledge and skills to prepare, which are expensive for the organization. On the other hand, when applied incorrectly, zero-based budgeting can have a frustrating effect, keeping an organization from focusing on growth and value creation. For Handcraft, a few years after the zero-based budgeting plans was implemented, cost reduction began to affect the core business, and the company was negatively impacted by the plan. To sum up, zero-based budgeting can be used as a way to increase the company's short-term profit and is not suitable for long-term implementation. The company cannot cut costs every year because because that would reduce the company's competitiveness to some extent. Organizations shouldn't focus on cutting costs at the expense of everything else. So zero-based budgeting is only suitable for the short-term implementation. The third part is about how the performance of companies can improve in terms of planning, controlling, and decision making. Firstly, companies can invest the saving in research and development when planning, controlling, and making decisions. It is the research and development function that provides the platform for creativity and innovation flourish in an organization. Organizational research and development can bring intangible uh, assets to the organization, which is conducive to the improvement of organizational innovation capabilities. Brutal pricing may provide a short-term to advantage over the competition, and increasing competitiveness through innovation will provide an organization with a decisive advantage. In addition, companies can focus more on consumer tastes and behaviors when planning, controlling, and making decisions. In market activities, consumers have certain sovereignty, and consumer sovereignty means that consumers decide which goods can survive. Consumer tastes are not controlled by producer, so producer need to conduct consumer taste research before production. The company's research on consumer taste and behavior can help create more valuable goods and improve company performance. Furthermore, companies can focus more on marketing and distribution when planning, controlling, and making decisions. Companies can improve organizational performance by choosing better marketing and distribution strategies. Marketing includes a series of actions. The combination of product, price, place, and promotion is considered the marketing mix. The marketing mix is a set of controllable variables that an organization can use to influence consumer response. Companies should strive to improve their marketing mix when planning, controlling, and making decisions to achieve higher level of consumer satisfaction, achieve organizational goals, and improve organizational performance. Next is the fourth part. In this part, I will evaluate the contribution which management accounting makes to organization budgetary control through computational techniques. The first technique is cost-value analysis. Cost-value profit analysis is used to study the relationship between revenue, cost, and output, and their impact on profits to help managers make decisions. The findings suggest that cost-value profit analysis can aid management in profit planning and can also provide information on the value of a business break-even sales. Through the analysis of the modern business environment, it is proposed that the continuous use of cost-value profit analysis can be a key tool for crisis management because cost-value profit analysis can help managers analyze beneficial services and products, measure product revenue, and prevent losses. The next technique is limiting factor. Limiting factor is a management philosophy that maximize throughput by focusing attention on constraints that limit organizational achievement. Limiting factor focus on actively managing constraints that impede the progress of an organization's goals. Adequately allocating organizational resources when the organization develops a budget and ensuring that the company continues to be profitable now and in the future. Therefore, the limiting factor can be reviewed as a holistic management philosophy that breaks through bottlenecks when an organization formulating budget plans, improve organizational throughput, and facilitate the achievement of organizational goals. The following is reference involved in the slides. Thank you for your watching.